We continue to track Hurricane Earl tonight. You are taking a live look at Narragansett. These are pictures of the beach right behind the Coast Guard house. And as Earl gets closer, these waves will grow larger. These pictures are also streaming right now live on WPRI.com. And tonight, as Hurricane Earl continues to turn towards southern New England, we want to remind you to be prepared and not panic.
And as we mentioned earlier in this newscast, the state of Rhode Island says it's prepared for whatever the storm brings our way.
And joining us now live in the studio is Eyewitness News analyst Lieutenant General Reginald Centracchio. Thanks for being with us today, General.
Thanks for having me.
Can you tell us, please, what did the state do well regarding preparation for this storm?
You know, this was a textbook response to a textbook forecast, and it did what I can say well in accordance with the state plan. What we need to be careful about is that we don't look at this as the next time this happens we'll be able to do the same very thing. We need to have contingency plans, and I'm sure we do.
All right, we're going to show you some live pictures now from Narragansett. Once again, you could see that the waves were crashing into the shore. Governor Carcieri mentioned earlier that there might be some mutual aid here, some Rhode Island troops going down to Massachusetts. This wouldn't be the first time something like this happened.
No, exactly not. About 10 years ago, many of the states in the Union signed a mutual assistance pact, meaning that we would supply troops to other states and vice versa. The key to it is they need to be in state duty, and when they do that, there's a transaction of who has responsibility and who pays the bill. And that's exactly what we're seeing unfold here, with some troops possibly going to Massachusetts.
As we mentioned, this storm was perfectly forecast, but what happens when it tracks differently than what we're expecting?
You know, what the public sees and what the media sees is, as it's happening, how we're responding to it. What they don't see are all of the contingency planning that's taking place in the back room. What if it changes slightly? And thank God for Tony's forecast. That was right on. What happens if it deviates a little bit to the west, as an example? All the contingency plans, Plan B, C, and so forth, are taking place. And I'm confident, based upon what I've seen, the state would be able to address and be able to change its particular response as we go.
All right, so this was a good test run. We know there are several storms churning in the Gulf right now. Are you afraid that some people are just not taking this seriously?
You know, Mike and Aaron, my biggest fear has been right along that complacency is, in fact, the best ally of failure. And we cannot assume that the next storm will be textbook and the response to it will not be textbook. So if we get into the bit about being apathetic or certainly complacent, that will be the demise of our ability to respond in a safe way, in a proper way.
All right, General Centracchio, thank you so much for your time and your insight.
Thank you.